Ashkenazi, kind of secular, etc., etc. So we have regional, religious and secular people, both Jews and Arabs. In Jews we have newcomers from Ethiopia, from North America, from Europe, from East Europe, etc. And the Arabs are about 20% of the population in Israel, and the same in our college. We have Israeli Arabs, and actually it's not for me to identify or say who they are. That's how they call themselves. We'll talk about it in Israel. And we also have, and this is important because we are in Jerusalem, it's unique for us, also Palestinians from East Jerusalem who are resident but not citizens of Israel. And we have Muslim and Christians among our both Palestinians and Arabs. So at the college, we think that this is an opportunity for a significant meeting of the other, whoever the other is. And on top of our academic work and trying to make them good teachers, we see this as an opportunity to be in the same home. We hope to see the college as a home, and also the same profession. So it's not just that they meet somewhere, but they meet for 4 years in our college. And in the meeting, of course, by meeting the other, you meet yourself. It's important for me to say that the Israeli, the Arabs and the Palestinians, if they have good enough Hebrew for academic learning, many of them, not many of them, few of them, sorry, will study with the regular courses, with the regular tracks at the college. But for many of them, they don't speak nowadays, especially that we have many from East Jerusalem. Their Hebrew is not good enough. And for historical reasons, I'm not going through this now, and the language, they study mostly in separate courses. So for us, it's a challenge to find different courses where we can bring them together and try to create a common safe space, as already Amir talked about before. So I'm going to give you a few examples. One of the courses we have is Diversity and Variety in the Israeli Society, which is compulsory for the second-year students. And we have a lecture, and then we have small workshops which are combined of action and talk. And different things. For example, they go to hospitals and work with kids, Arabs and Jews together, etc. A few words about one of the course I lead, which is dancing, playing, and talking. The students teach each other a dance or a game, play together, don't use so much verbal communication. And it's important to say that in this course, for example, we speak Arabic, English, and Hebrew. It's a challenge, even for me. And after we have this playing and having some non-verbal communication or less verbal communication, we go to talks. And we start always with customs and ceremonies and so on. And we found out that those students have a lot in common. So, for example, a Jewish girl from Morocco can find a lot of similarities with a girl from Tzaffa, the village inside Jerusalem, etc., unlike or less in common than with the Ashkenazi girl from Tel Aviv, for example. And at the end and we of course go to conflictual issues as well. We talk about the conflict, can't avoid it, but it's nice that after this relaxed game and dance, people are much more open to talk also about the conflict. At the end, they choose a significant place for them in Jerusalem. They go together, they learn about this place, they visit both places, and they write how was it to visit the place of the other. For some of them, it will be the first time they will go to the Machne Yehuda market in West Jerusalem or the Arab market in East Jerusalem, and they write about how did they feel and share it with the rest. Another one is dialogue together with education students from other countries with conflicts. This is an example that we do in Protestant and Catholic Belfast, that we go, we've been doing it for 15 years now. We take our students for a week to another country, and these students also from Belfast came to us. And it's a long story, I'm going to do it very short. It's important that we disconnect them from their usual time frame. It's much easier to talk, especially for the Palestinian, but also for the Jews, outside of the country, and living together in different countries is really helping them to enable them to see how similar we are, searching for the similarities in the differences, and the differences in the similarities. And this photo that somebody could think that I was composing the staging happened in Israel in our preparation phase in SAMIM. Those three girls, those three girls are in the same room and share in Friday afternoon. Left one is a Muslim, the middle a religious Jew, and on the right an Arab Christian. And they were sharing a room, and Friday afternoon they found themselves praying together. And for me, this is the top of the top. So they would be there, and they talked about it, feeling spiritual, Friday afternoon together. Another thing that we have is the Bet Midrash or Madraseh, that our students, it's always the diversity and variety is compulsory. The two others are, people can choose to come to those courses. Here, by the way, we have two leaders, a Muslim, this is Amin Khalaf, who was co-founder of the school that Amira was talking about, and my friend, and the other, the Jew, is friend of Judah for karate, and they are reading text from the Islam and Judaism together, discussing it and sharing it. We have it for the students, and now we start also for the teachers as well, because they asked for it. Another thing that we have is a short practicum for 3 weeks out of the country, outside of Israel. The students go in mixed identity, and they are working in the school for 3 weeks, of course, bringing their skills as teachers, but as they bring their identity as well. So for example, in Belfast a few years ago, I had 3 students, one secular Jew, one Muslim girl from I would say Orthodox Muslim girl, and one Christian girl from Nazareth. And they were discussing how to explain the kids those 3 different identities in a special education school. So for me, it was most important that they were dealing with these issues themselves, not so much how they explained it to the kids. So we would like our students to become educators. We try to do a little bit of what you are so beautifully explained before. Awareness and tools for accepting the other and otherness, ability to deal with respect, multi-identity and multiculturally in life, especially in the school and classroom, leaders who can deal with conflicts, hate, and lack of knowledge, ignorance in general, and especially regarding the Jewish-Arabic relationship, and for a better future. And it's important, and I'm finishing now, it's important for me to say that it's not only the Arab-Jewish identities. We have secular, and we have religious, and the newcomers, and the stereotypes are all over there. And those groups, so it's religious, it's all those multi-identities that we are working with. So a few years we were more focusing on Arabs and Jews, and then we realized we are neglecting the religious and the secular, and this is also an important talk inside Israel. Now we also have, we started it in the second Intifada, 2002, a group of lecturers, we called it Action, Dialogue and Action. We really needed it then for the lecturers to have support for what's happening in the daily life and in the classroom, and also do all kinds of activities for the benefit of the college. And now, this year, we start again with this group, so the lecturers as well know each other, not only on their academic level, but as human beings, as friends, as other, whatever this means. Thank you very much.